Next to come up here at the podium are Jeff and Jody. And we all know them now, I hope. They are the organizers of EPIC and the farmers that became filmmakers just because they wanted to go out and teach all of us about fracking and what lays ahead. And please remember that they have put all their resources into this effort. They have put all their resources into helping us, giving us a method that we can use when we go out and speak about hydrofracking. So remember this when you leave today, that there is a bottle in the back of the room, and I urge you to drop something in it. Please welcome Jeff and Jody.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff.
Hi.
This is Jody. And Kathy Frail there that just spoke, she has this thing, it's like really a super thick,
5 of them.
like, and she paid out of her own pocket and she distributed that. It's just an example of the people in the movement that are like doing stuff to try to help push the ball forward. And and we're all kind of marching on an empty stomach because we're a volunteer army. And so it's like really, I think a lot of Kathy for doing what she's done. So, yeah. We, because of the logistics, and I apologize if everything isn't as smooth as what we would like it to have been here so far for everybody. We tried our best. We started working on it in January. And we were going to do a PowerPoint. And the first time we had last night to look at our potential speech was at like 8 o'clock last night. And the college student put together our PowerPoint presentations for all of our speeches. So we put them in the laptop and there's nothing there. So it was going to be a PowerPoint. So I laid there at about 10 o'clock last night trying to think. I'm exhausted. And now I have to try to think what I'm going to say. So it might come off a little choppy. So I apologize for that. And we wanted to thank everybody because there were so many people that have done so much. And our website, we used to have like a really crummy website that we as farmers made. And so Lou and Laurel Lafford redid our website for free for us. And they did those really neat epic posters. And we also wanted to thank these really cool shirt labels and stuff. Was an artist that volunteered at Brett and Lori Steves from Hammond Sport, which was really nice work they did. And we wanted to thank like back in around January, February, we tried to reach out to some of the power groups in 5 states to see who would want to do EPIC. And so we didn't hear back from, I think 10 of them. We did hear back from the first Marcellus protest, and they co-sponsored, and also Catskill Citizens for Safe Energy. So that really meant a lot to us that they believed in the whole EPIC thing. And then Coalition to Protect New York also joined in and have helped us recently considerably. So that was really nice of them. And who else am I forgetting? So, oh, wait a second.
Chris and Elizabeth.
And I was like kidding them, it's like they're the Amazon women. See how tall they're like really gorgeous women from Naples near us. And also the other, Joe Hoff, that's the other MC.
Right. And Llewellyn Lafford, the guy that did our website, he's in the wall right behind you, being the MC for the movies.
And so, like, we didn't go looking for the Frack. Basically, the Frack found us at our farm. I remember on a Sunday, Jody came in and showed me the newspaper. And it was like the headline was that a predatory gas corporation wanted to use our town as a deep injection well, and they wanted to put, for starters, like 1 billion gallons under our town, half-mile from Keuka Lake. So for Jody, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was like, this can't be happening in the United States. I mean, is this Mao's China or Stalin's Russia? I mean, you think this does not make any sense. And so we kind of scrambled and tried to organize as well as a bunch of other people. And fortunately, we prevailed. And they didn't end up destroying our town in time and beautiful Cuca Lake. And that's part of like just from where we are in New York here is in the Finger Lakes, it's like the golden goose for us is tourism, farming, and wineries. And to have it where you take the golden goose and basically slaughter it to frack the gas out is like, it just seems insane to me. And if like a couple years ago, if you say with hydrofrack, I didn't know anything about it at all. So I heard there's a new form of gas extraction, and it's going to unleash all this potential energy for America, and it's going to be really patriotic. It's a great thing. So you kind of like at that point, I'm thinking, well, that sounded good to me. But when you find that they want to bring the flow back from Pennsylvania and bring it up there and push it under your town, then the kind of like all of a sudden you're, what's going on here? And so the Achilles heel of frack and of the frack gas is the fact that, like a third to half of the stuff they put down, it just comes back up. And and it gets kind of like after being in this for almost 2 years, you're like 3 to 9 million gallons go down, 300 toxic chemicals you use, 600 chemicals roughly used total. And it's kind of like you get to the point where you're hearing all the numbers, and that's like your brain can only hold so much stuff. And to me, you finally come to a conclusion. This is a crazy idea. And I don't need to know anything more. I feel like I know probably much more than I need to know, and I know that I don't want it. And if they could figure a way to do it safely, they were working on ultrasound, from what Dr. Ingraffia said. They were working on laser. And then that just got all put in the background because they went to the hydrofrack technique. But I really think we need the renewable energy. Thank you. Thank you. And we have built ultra green houses, the two of us. We're just this crazy couple that work together. We've been together like 27 years. So I'm the lucky guy that they say, how did that ugly guy get a good-looking blonde woman like that? I mean, I can't even figure it myself. But we work together, and Jody pounds nails and runs chainsaws and runs tractors, and we're just like this. I mean, we're just together all the time. So I have it. I'm not a rich guy as far as money or anything, but I love my wife and I love the land, and we have real nice kitties around and stuff. So I'm doing pretty good, and so I just want to keep the state the way it is. I don't want it massive industrialization, and I just kind of think it's crazy because, like in our latest movie, we looked into like biocrops, and the farmers have all this idle fallow land around, and they could use that to be producing money for their families so they can feed everybody and stuff, and they also can be building a local economy and stuff. And so I really think that that the biocrops is such a great thing because they won't even have to clear cut any woods or even use any of the food production lands, just using the idle lands, and it builds the soil. It builds the soil up because the roots are so deep in these plants. And so that's like one area where it's just like a no-brainer. And Cornell University has all this research and development on biocrops. They're all ready to go. They have all the information you need, and the farmers have all the equipment to plant this stuff. And you only have to plant it normally once, harvest it for like 15 years in a row, and then replant it again like every 15 years. So it's really doesn't use a whole lot of herbicides, pesticides. It's got everything going for it. And someone had told me, and I never had a chance to research it for the movie, they said that if you use biocrops, you would get more energy than you would from frack gas at its peak energy for this state, just using the idle lands. And I didn't have a chance to find that information. But to me, that I was like, if you can get more energy than you could get at frack gas when you have thousands and thousands of wells everywhere, at its peak for the frack gas, and you can get more off of the biocrops. If the guy told me he was a professor type, then I think it's like totally a no-brainer. And it's, you can turn it into pellets. We could turn some of our idle factories into pellet stove factories and making stoves and get these into people's houses and help build our economy up and do this and not have to ship the product. It's a shame because the frack gas guys, they want to pipeline everything out, basically, and they're not even wanting to run the pipelines around the state. So they're not really thinking of New Yorkers at all. They're thinking of their own bottom line. They want to make a profit. And the ultimate market is overseas because that's where the money is. Like frack gas was, before they were fracking, in a sense, it was like $12. Now it's down to $4. So all due respect to the people that want to extract the gas now, but I don't see why you want to like cheat yourself out of 2/3 of what it was worth just a few years ago. I mean, to me, it's like, why would you want to give your stuff away? I mean, I'm not for fracking at all, but that's kind of my feelings about that, for them to kind of think about that. And when we did the Pulteney Rebellion, we're both extremely shy. And so she's always up here with me because I get nervous and stuff. I'll be up by your side. But then people will say, that guy's like a mic hog. It's like his poor wife stands there the whole time, doesn't say a word. So, like, anything you want to like interject?
I'll say a little bit. Yeah, the only thing I want to say, I'm glad to have him hog the mic. And I just wanted we forgot one thank you. We actually have our movie out there for sale now because we actually had someone run 600 copies off for us. The movie finally got edited because there was a crash with the computer in the editing. They had to re-edit some of it. And so we finally got the master on Wednesday. And then we had a nice volunteer, Mark and Catherine Klingensmith from Alfred. I don't know if they're here or if they're around. I haven't seen them yet today. But because of them, they actually ran 600 copies off for us. And so that's part of the volunteer army. And then the other volunteer army is some college students, and I didn't get all their names, were out in the lobby here this morning around 7 o'clock putting the jacket cover, the movie cover, in the case. So because of that, there's actually a cover on the movie. So we'd appreciate it. If you'd want a copy of the movie, I don't know if you're going to be watching the movie when it shows later or if you've seen it this morning, but they're out there for sale because of the volunteer army. So that's what I want to say is that thank you. So you can take it back.
And just to tell you how, at the Pulteney Rebellion, we had it was on a Super Bowl Sunday, and a U.S. Congressman tried to get him to come, and he said, that's on a Sunday, no one's going to come on a Super Bowl Sunday. And so I just said, I'll take out a credit card, I'll give you a $1,000 bet that if we can't fill our little fire hall with 227 people, then you can put that $1,000 into the charity of your choice. And then the aide told the congressman, and he called me up directly 10 minutes later, and he said, I like your style, but I can't do a bet like that. It doesn't look right. So once I had him, then I could get Tony Ingraffia and Richard Young, a lot of other people. We did a trial run on Friday night, and then Super Bowl Sunday was the thing. And because I hadn't spoke since college, I almost would go in my pants getting up and talking then. So, but I forgot that. Short-term memory or long-term memory or whatever shot. So I thought, well, I'll do the Friday night speech, and I took a dime out because none of the speakers had given, we didn't pay anybody a thin dime. So I took this dime when I was practicing at home, and I flip up, I grab it like this, and I go, none of these speakers here charge a thin dime. So she's like watching, of course, she's like, yeah, you're doing good. Because, what wife's not going to say you're doing good? So then I got up to the mic, and to go do my thing, and I looked at the crowd, I went, and I was like, I panicked, and I could barely talk. I didn't get the dime out of my pocket, and then I went and stuck the mic out, boom, like this. I started running, and she grabbed me by the back. She goes, where are you going? And so she took over and she introduced the boulder hang and the other thing. It was like a total mess.
So, and then so Super Bowl Sunday, we had a volunteer that would be the MC. So when Chris and Elizabeth were drafted into the MC job here, we thank you. I guess that's it. And then we want to thank all the speakers. What do you want to say?
Yeah. Okay. Is time up?
Oh, it's
Okay.
been.
Let's move. Okay, I'm sorry.